Alright folks, welcome back to Glesga News. It's Sunday the 14th of July 2019 and I'm happy to report it's a beautiful day outside. But that's my beautiful day is challenged by reading this story. And you know, I've done quite a few sort of reports on various paedophiles receiving this sentence or not receiving an adequate sentence. And we've often wondered, what do we do with these people? You know, because it is a major problem everywhere. Now this particular story here, I'm going to read to you. The victims of this story date back to a long time ago, but some of the detail in this story is heartbreaking. Now it's by someone called Nicholas Smollett. I would imagine just writing this affected that person, because reading it affected me. Anybody with any children automatically know the devastation you would feel if your child went missing, and then later to find out that the individuals that I'm going to mention in here were involved in it, and given what they've been convicted of and what's described in here, you wouldn't want to live. You couldn't live. But just as a proviso to that, another story that's hitting the news now is that in Ukraine, I believe the Parliament has passed legislation to chemically castrate paedophiles and rapists in prison under new laws. And that's what we need to do, because when I tell you, this is a story by Will Stewart, when I tell you this previous story, when I go over the details in this previous story, you'll be absolutely shocked. Alright? And I'm sure you'll want to have something happen as far as these people are concerned. That story there revolves around, and it was kind of highlighted in Ukraine around that little girl there. She's 11 years of age, and some family friend or relative, his name there is down here, I'll show you, he tried to rape her, and when she fought back he killed her. Alright, so he should just get executed because he murdered her, tried to rape her, right? That's the guy in Parliament, the Ukrainian Parliament, who basically is saying that, you know, if you don't do something about these people, when they get back out again, they're just going to go straight back to doing it. So now we need to do something. That picture there was taken when the relatives of the young girl went to try and attack the families, or the family of the guy that done it. Now, I don't agree with that, because, you know, it's not the family's fault. They're forever shamed, they're forever affected, destroyed by a member of their family that does that. But that's what happens in Ukraine and in Russia, in these places. They don't mess about. If they get a hottie at a paedophile, they'll chop him up, right? So they're being saved by the state, because we're kind of civilised and shit, aren't we? Otherwise we'd tie them to a stake and we'd all take shots at them, wouldn't we? But we can't do that. But what we can do is chemically castrate them. Now, I'm going to go back to the original story. This is going to take a wee while, and it is. I don't blame you if you want to just go about your holiday weekend, but I need to go over this, right? So it's, the headline is, family of 7-year-old murdered rape victim beg paedophile to say where his body is. Exclusive is, Mark tells his older brother Chris fears time is running out and has written a desperate plea to convicted child killer Sidney Cook, 92, to end their torment. And that is the wee boy that went missing a long time ago. Alright. Mark tells his parents Lavina and John died without being able to lay their 7-year-old to rest. But convicted child molester Sidney Cook, leader of the Dirty Dozen child sex ring and regarded as Britain's worst paedophile, once told a cellmate he knows where he is buried. Vile Cook is serving life for the sexual abuse of two young brothers in the 1970s and will die in prison. And because he is 92, they fear he will soon take his secret to the grave. So Mark's family are begging him to speak out. Decades of torment since Mark was snatched from a fairground have taken their toll on his elder brother Chris. He suffered a stroke 4 years ago and can no longer walk or talk. But he refuses to give up hope and has written a letter to Cook. Now, further on in the story, this is the boy's older brother. He's written a letter to this degenerate in prison to try and ask if he'll please tell him where his brother is buried. And later on in the story, the reporter asks him, does he remember the last time he saw him? And he says he does remember. I think he was going somewhere, maybe to his work, and he said to his young brother, "See you later, pest." You know, the sort of things, the sort of stuff that happens between brothers, just carrying on and all that. "I'll see you later, pest." He was the young one, and that was the last he saw him. The wee boy cycled his bike to a fairground. He padlocked his bike, and he was never seen again. Chris told the pervert of the unbearable pain he had caused his family, adding that not knowing where Mark's body was had destroyed them. He wrote, "We know at the age of 92 time is running out, so we are asking you to please tell us if you've got any decency." Now there's the guy Cook, right? Paedophile Sidney Cook, now 92, claims to know where Mark was buried. It says here, Mark vanished in June 1984 after visiting a fairground near his home in Woking, Berkshire. His parents searched for him after he failed to return home but found his bike chained to a fence. Cook has never admitted or been prosecuted for Mark's murder, but he was identified as an accomplice in the killing by Leslie Bailey, a member of the same sex ring. Bailey told police fairground worker Cook dragged Mark to a paedophile orgy after luring him with a 50p bag of sweets. It's horrific, isn't it, that wee boy? He went to a fairground and that guy, he was a fairground worker, dragged him. He said Mark was taken into a caravan a mile away, owned by Cook, where he was given a glass of milk laced with muscle relaxant before being gang raped. The boy was held by the throat during the assault, and Bailey said he could see Mark was no longer breathing. Cook has never admitted murdering Mark to police, but told a cellmate he knew where his body was. Now that's the wee boy's parents, with his wee chopper bike. They died, no fully knowing what happened to their boy. And maybe it's a blessing to know, but they know that the accomplices said they knew what happened, but they didn't know where the body was. I mean, I can't read that again. And people and experts are saying things like, "Oh, we can't do that to them though, because they might just turn violent." Are you mad? They should be shown a level of violence that they should be executed. They should be executed, hanged for that. Detectives believe there could have been as many as 17 other abductions and murders with connections to this gang called the Dirty Dozen Gang, but only 3 were ever established. Mark, 14-year-old Jason Swift and 6-year-old Barry Lewis, Cook and Bailey were among 4 men jailed for the 1985 manslaughter of Londoner Jason. His strangled body was found in a shallow grave in Essex. Each paedophile had paid £5 to the leader Cook to have sex with Jason in a filthy flat in Hackney. The boy died when the sickening crime went wrong. So they were convicted of abducting the 14-year-old Jason Swift. He was taken to a scabby flat in Hackney, filthy flat in Hackney, where several paedophiles paid £5 to the leader cook to have sex with the boy. And that's what they've did to that other wee boy, that 6-year-old, and that's what they did to that wee boy Mark at 11. Now you tell me that they people deserve to live. You tell me that they people deserve to have been fed in prison for all these years. Because I'll tell you they don't. And that's the parents. Now they died, no been finding their boy. Cook was released in 1988 but returned to prison in 1999 after pleading guilty to sexually abusing two brothers on 10 occasions in 1972 and 73. 6-year-old Barry's body was found in another shallow grave, also in Essex, within a week of Jason's. Bailey admitted murdering the boy, who was snatched from the street and taken to a council flat where he was sexually abused by up to 8 men. I mean, do you understand? Now, if this is in our level of community, you understand then that it's in another level of the community, it's within the elites. You know, they're doing it as well. That's the fairground that the wee boy went missing in. You can tell it's the 80s with the cars. And now that degenerate worked there. He worked there. Speaking in 2017 for a TV documentary called Written in Blood, retired detective David Bright said, "My fears are that as Mark hasn't been found, there are other children in graves hidden away around the country that could have been a result of the actions of Cook and his fellow like-minded people. He is the Hannibal Lecter. He is an evil, evil man. And he should have been tortured for the life that he's lived." It says, "Mark's murder destroyed his family. His parents couldn't even go to our wedding. They found it too upsetting that Mark wasn't there. They never found it easy talking about what happened, because you can't. You wake up every morning thinking about him, and you'd go to sleep every night thinking about him. And if there was any time during the day that you didn't think about him, that would be a blessing. And you wouldn't want to go to social events, because to go to a social event to have a celebration, you would wonder where he is. Why is he no there? You would regret it. So what that does is it brings it back again, so you would just no go." His dad wouldn't talk about Mark. His mum did sometimes, but didn't like opening the wounds. She coped by focusing on her grandchildren. Zena, 53, who has daughter Samantha, Marie and Sophie with Chris, said, Chris is the brother of Mark. "I've seen the toll on Chris too. He's always been really protected over the girls. I wouldn't let them go anywhere by themselves, and that's exactly what happens. Christmas and Mark's birthdays are a particularly tough time for him. He tries to hide it, but I can see he's been crying." It says, "Chris was 17 when Mark went missing. He adored his little brother. He doesn't like to speak about what happened, but the last time he saw Mark was at breakfast on the day he disappeared. Chris was going to work and he said to his young brother, 'See you later, pest.' And that was it. He never saw him again. And his wee brother was taken for that fair to a caravan a mile away and gang raped while they were holding him by the neck." I mean, just try and let that sink in. And people here on this story, when they're asked about castrating paedophiles, a psychologist said, well, they warned chemical castration would lead to paedophiles taking out their anger using violence. That's a supposition. That's an expert saying, "No, don't do that." But what about the child? What about if it was that expert's wee boy? that was taken into a caravan and gang raped by 8 men. Anyway, folks, what a horrific story. I don't know even if I can. I mean, this is Sunday, and I don't even want to put this out because it's so horrific. I think I might wait to maybe later tonight because. Alright, Mark, son. Has that the Janet there? So I might wait till later this evening to put this out. So I'm not even going to say anything about subscribing or anything like that because this is just horrific stuff. And can you imagine? I think you get an idea now of the stress and the trauma that some of these cops. I mean, we slag the police off, didn't we? You know, because they give tickets or, you know, they've got to police us basically, haven't they? But the guys that have to see this, I don't know how they'll act. I mean, it must have affected Nicola Small to write it, to investigate it, to even talk to these people. You know, surely she's going to be affected. If Nicola Small, this reporter, has children, it'll scar her. It'll scar her. Anyway. Okay, folks. I'm just going to close off now. Peace out.